So, like Rip said, Barry's in trouble, just not that Barry. And I have to say, one of the most annoying lines in that show is "Run, Barry, run." But I giggled when they said it tonight.
Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing
Episode 17 of Legends of Tomorrow Seasons 3. And this time we're dealing with two anachronisms simultaneously. Well, not really, one of them gets cleaned up rather quickly, even for a show that has a speedster on it. But at the end of the day, Legends is really building towards its end point, and there's a lot going on that mostly has to do with interpersonal stuff. So we're going to try to touch on the hows and whys a little bit more about how they interact with each other. But first, for those of you that don't know, what I do here is I review stories as they come out, books, movies, TV shows, novels, you name it. And then I also do theory videos on Sundays and Throwback Thursdays on Thursdays. If that sounds interesting to you, click the subscribe button and join our little community. But alright, so like I said, we're almost at the end here. We know where all the totems are. We've lost access to the water one, and other than that, I think the legends have all of them. But tonight, we focus on, like I said, interpersonal stuff. And part of that comes with Obama playing counselor. And, well, we'll get into that in spoiler territory. But it really is all about what would you give up and what were you willing to do for those you love. And we're going to see that play out in both storylines.
So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. Ba-da-na-na.
Alright, so let's do the time warp again. Alright, the two anachronisms. Barack Hussein Obama killed in college. And the Nzimbezi, the warlords that destroy them. Yep, that's never going to happen. Why is that? Well, because Amaya's going back in time to change one, and Grodd's going back in time to change the other. However, in all honesty, Grodd is only a very minor threat, and a very little monkey by the end of the opening sequence. So, what we really have is the fact that Damien Dark has realized that Mollusk coming back means his daughter is dead. And as we all know, there is one thing he actually cares about. Okay, two, himself and his daughter. And as such, he's willing to make a deal. In fact, remember how up top I said that the only one they didn't have was the water totem? Guess what he brings is a bargaining chip. This does lead to two funny scenes. One where Ray's trying to cast a magic circle and fails miserably, which is kind of stupid because he's a PhD genius. He should be able to follow instructions. And two, Barack Obama having to give advice on how to handle both your ex and the idea of the fact that sometimes an unorthodox hand is what you need, hence not the time agency, but the legends. The fact that Rip already knew this kind of annoys me that someone else had to tell Sarah that. But at the same time, I really love the idea of Barack Hussein Obama being the one to do it. And I loved her, "I miss you." Part of me almost wonders if that line was ad-libbed, but because of the politics of the actress in question. But okay. Then we get to the name of the episode. And I have to say, I didn't even say it when I started this video because part of me said, guest starring John Noble. What? But okay, so they used John Noble's voice from Lord of the Rings and ridiculous rereads in order to get Nora to do what they want by making it sound like it's Mollusk. And I have to say, of all the stupid plans they've come up with, and I could name many stupid plans, this is the funniest stupid plan ever and it works. Meanwhile, in Zambezi, we have the other question. Now, remember how I said at the beginning the whole theme was what would you do for those you love? Damien Dark betrayed everything he wanted, even offered to let himself be killed for his family. What would Vixen do for hers? Well, we end up with the fact that Citizen Steel and Kid Flash go there to try to stop her, but of course get convinced real quick to help change the timeline. And I love the fact that Wally is even quick enough on the uptake, ha 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 ha, that he even brings up the fact that Barry went back in time and saved his mom from dying, and that did nothing but cause problems. And brought up the whole name Flashpoint, which I loved. But at the same time, we have this problem that Amaya doesn't listen. And I kind of get that too. If you think about it, what would you do to change some major loss in your life? What would you do to protect those you care about? Would you offer to die in their place? Would you do your best to try to change history? Man, I've spent years now imagining what I would do with time travel. Needless to say, as much as I wouldn't exactly be Damien Dark, I probably have more in common with him than most superheroes. But in the end, they have all five, and they come up with the crazy plan of letting the demon out in order to fight it. Not quite as crazy as some of the other plans they've had. They give Earth to Citizen Steel and water to Ray, and it really felt kind of random. I mean, I kind of agree with the whole Earth Steel thing, but the water totem really felt like it was a last second decision. Ava tells them that they can't do it, and that the Time Bureau won't help them do this. So all of a sudden, they're back to just being the Legends, which in and of itself would have been fine, even with Damien Dark packing the Death Totem, which was a pretty good idea. He's already got the magic and he's got the killer instinct. Except the sudden but inevitable betrayal. But not for the reason you'd think. Mollusk projected an image of her, and she said, "Please don't do this, Daddy. I have to live." And as such, he lets Grodd loose. Which does make me think about the fact that they didn't think to bring Grodd home first, but either way. And then instead of just warlords, it's Grodd gonna destroy the village. The fact that they choose this anachronism, though, and yeah, I get it. They wanted to do something for Amaya, but I wonder how much it changes history. We might as well be in Flashpoint again. But okay, it was pretty badass. And now next week we have the big showdown. I wish I had a picture to put up here of Mollusk. Unfortunately, they didn't release it ahead of time, and since I make these videos so quickly after their air, all I have is this. They've altered history for God knows how many times, and now the demon Mollusk is out. And now they're going to face him. I do hope that Constantine shows up in the finale, but I haven't been told anything that he would. In the meantime, tell me what you think is going to happen. Any big shakeups? Do you think that Ava's going to come through in the end and bring an army of the Time Bureau? Let me know what you think. And of course, if you haven't already, click that like button and help share this video. And if you haven't, click the subscribe button, because I'm trying to build a whole community, one where we can talk about the hows and whys of stories. And in tonight's story, the how is important. Not how we tell it, but how characters interact. And the fact that even the bad guy wants to save his daughter is an important message to touch our hearts as we get to the heart of the stories we tell. Have a good night, and thanks for watching.